My name is Adam Haas, A-D-A-M-H-A-S-Z. I'm a 24-year-old resident of Silver Lake Township in Susquehanna County. I'm frustrated that FERC chose not to include a scoping hearing in Susquehanna or Wyoming counties, and I urge the Commission to consider the needs of those residents who could not make the long trip here for tonight's meeting. I recently graduated from Washington University in St. Louis with a degree in environmental studies, and I have serious concerns about the environmental and social impacts of this proposed Atlantic Sunrise project. I could speak about the many potential problems with the proposed pipeline, including impacts from increased gas extraction, specifically water contamination of residents' well water, or the impacts of pipeline infrastructure, which will decrease the property value for many property owners along the route. I could also talk about the impacts of compressor stations, including the noise and local air pollution that they create from this project. Or I could talk about the impacts of LNG facilities that this pipeline will connect to, including driving up energy prices and having significant safety concerns associated with them. However, tonight my main objective is to urge FERC to include the full climate impacts of the Atlantic Sunrise project in its environmental impact statement. Particularly, I'm concerned with the methane leakage that will occur from this project and its lifetime carbon dioxide emissions. According to the most recent Fifth Assessment Report by the International Panel on Climate Change, methane is 34 times more potent of greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide over a 100-time scale and 86 times more powerful on a 20-year time scale. If the total rate of leakage for unconventional gas is greater than 3.2%, gas becomes worse than coal in terms of warming. On a 20-year time scale, which is critical to consider because of the dangerous threat of climate tipping points, leakage of greater than 1.9% or more makes gas worse than coal. The gas industry claims that there is a low rate of leakage of 1.5%, but recent independent scientific analysis says otherwise. A comprehensive Stanford analysis released this past February of 200 earlier studies concluded that an excess percentage leakage of 1.8 to 5.4% of end-use gas, coupled with the current estimate of 1.8% leakage of end-use gas consumed, generates a high-end estimate of 7.1% gas leakage. Similarly, 3 separate studies from the National Oceans and Atmospheric Administration found local methane leakages of 4%, 17%, and 6 to 12%. These studies cast serious doubt on the supposed climate benefits of unconventional gas. FERC should include a serious analysis of the total life cycle methane leakage rate created because of the Atlantic Sunrise project and similar projects. Another issue I hope you will consider is the cumulative greenhouse gas emissions, specifically of carbon dioxide, that will result from the gas that will be transported via this pipeline during its entire lifetime. In its World Energy Outlook reports, the International Energy Agency considers cumulative emissions that will result from fossil fuel infrastructure during its useful lifetime. In particular, the IEA has warned that on a business-as-usual scenario, the world will build enough new fossil fuel infrastructure to lock in emissions that trigger dangerous excess of 2.0 degrees Celsius warming by 2017. Given the short time frame of the evaluation and construction of this proposed Atlantic Sunrise project, this pipeline will contribute to these locked-in emissions. How much additional gas will be extracted and burned because of this new project and associated infrastructure, such as LNG export terminals? How long will this pipeline and associated infrastructure operate? The United States government is formally committed to a climate policy of limiting total warming to less than 2 degrees Celsius. But to achieve this goal, the IEA calculates that at least 2/3 of current fossil fuel reserves must not be burned. To fully evaluate the impact of the lock-in emissions from this proposal, FERC should evaluate the Atlantic Sunrise project and all other similar new fossil fuel infrastructure projects by how they will affect the United States climate goals. In conclusion, I urge FERC to consider the full climate impacts of the Atlantic Sunrise pipeline project. These include associated methane leakage and the total carbon dioxide emissions that will result from the duration of the project. Without including this information, your analysis will not be adequate. Thank you.